Hey YouTube, this is me. Just to say one or two things real quick. One, the vision of Ezekiel seeing the wheels with the eyes in them. One wheel has to do with man's will, the other wheel has to do with God's will. One wheel is God's going around, the other wheel is man's turning. But the eyes outside the wheels have to do with God seeing them both be done. And basically, the point of the wheels is they intertwine because man's will and God's both go in sync. Just so that's understood. And the seraphims being around them just means the seraphims are God watching the wheels go round and round. Meaning God just sits outside the realm of time and watches the will of his creation be done while his is at the same time. Basically, that's what that is. The wills of Ezekiel. Yeah, that's what that is. And the other thing I wanted to say was about Judgment Day. So the Judgment Day room is very colorful. And I mean everything in there is very colorful. When you go in there, you see it, and you see God, you see the seraphims, and Jesus and Lucifer happen to be in there. But I'm going to tell you something. The room is colorful, but when he opens the visions of your life and he shows it to you, that's when the room either becomes very dark or very beautiful. Because while you're in there, he's going to open up the visions and show you everything that you did. And I mean everything. Let's see, one thing people probably realize, Judgment Day can go fast or really slow depending on you. Like personally, first of all, if you want Judgment Day to go quickly and you get through it fast, very fast, when the Father shows you something that you did wrong, just admit to it. He's not going to hold it against you. He's not taking it personally. Only thing is, he's just showing you this is what happened. You're human. It happens. I know you're not proud of it. I know you did it. I know you're ashamed to see yourself doing it. Because here's the thing. When humans sin, we do it unconsciously, meaning we might be doing it 100 times, but we don't see ourselves doing it. We see our actions doing it, not us doing it, meaning you could literally commit a heinous crime against somebody, but because you were in the spur of the moment means your feelings had you doing things that your mind was blind to. So when you re-see it in your judgment day, you feel ashamed because now your mind is clean, your conscience is clear, and you're no longer in a ravaged, animalistic state of not caring. So now it's like, oh, I cannot believe I did that. Oh, I can't believe I said that. Oh my goodness, what was I thinking? What was I not thinking? Oh my goodness, and you look at him like, God, I am so sorry, I didn't mean to. He's like, I'm not holding it against you. I understand. You're human. But my thing to you is, what are you going to do? Can you accept this? Can you forgive it? Can you let it go? Can you find peace with it? Your purpose on earth is to make mistakes and you learn from them. Don't keep holding them against yourself. Now, I'm going to say this here. If you do evil on purpose and you know about it and you don't face it and you don't make it right, that's when Judgment Day gets dark. The room itself don't, but the aura of your actions do. Meaning the whole Judgment Day room can stay bright as the sun and God himself, but you yourself get angry, bitter, jealous, wrathful because you see what you're doing and you don't just stand, like, own up to it and say you did it. That's what makes Judgment Day longer, much, much longer. Like, he just wants you to admit to the fact that you did it, and he's showing you so you can, okay, I did that. I don't feel good about it, but it happened. Now I have to try to get over it and face it, basically. And a little deeper explanation. When I say the wills of Ezekiel are man's will and God's will intertwining with each other, and God seeing them both be done. Now, as the Bible would tell you, as you know, what the devil meant for evil, God meant for good, that kind of thing. Like, you may not like the fact that God has to allow evil to be done for some good to come out of it, but that's what you call a duality or a structure. Everything you see in this life, God's allowing it to be done because there's a purpose behind it. And something may have to be broken to be fixed. He might have to allow something bad to happen to someone to teach him a lesson about something. And it's not even necessarily you're a bad person. It might just be a lesson you may need to learn for a future occurrence. Not even something you asked him for, not even something you want. It might be something he sees that's going to come at you down the line, and he wants you to be prepared for it. So he allows some bad stuff to happen to you, so when that moment comes around, you're ready for it. And it's only because he wants to make you stronger. That's about it. But that's the wills of Ezekiel. God just showed him this is how I operate. People don't understand I allow things to be done for a purpose. So, yeah. But like I said, as far as Judgment Day goes, the room stays bright, God stays bright, but it's the actions that you do that are either bright or dark, and Judgment Day can go quick or slow depending on you and what you're willing to accept and what you repetitively keep denying. So, yeah. And just so it's understood, when you get up there, the judgment room, it looks like an actual courtroom. I don't know if you've ever been to court, but it looks like that. And you got God in his throne right there in front, Jesus coming up as your lawyer, Lucifer coming up as your, what do you call it, your, accuser. And when God opens up the visions of your life, Jesus is going to always be trying to point out everything you did right. Lucifer going, hold on, wait a minute. No, you can't keep just saying what he did right. What about what he or she or what they did wrong? You see that? You see that? You see that? And Jesus going to be like, so what about everything they did right? They're human. They didn't know no better. You enticed them to do it. He's like, no, they had a free will decision. I can't force no one to do anything. Jesus, but you know they are human and they don't know no better, Lucifer. Oh, well, but they had a decision as to whether or not they wanted to do it. I can't force that. I can't force that. And the Father's like, Lucifer, they did not know better. I'm not holding it against them. No, that ain't fair. If you gave them free will, then they should be held accountable for it. You can't keep letting people get away with stuff, Father, because that's how they keep taking advantage of your mercy and your grace that you give them. Every time you let something go, they're going to keep doing it, and they ain't going to learn from it. Jesus, just because they keep doing it, Lucifer, does not mean they ain't learning from it. All it means is they keep falling short because something you keep doing or one of your minions keep doing brings them back to that moment, unfortunately. You're just sitting there like looking back and forth like, oh, this is not going to turn out well. Or you're getting angry because in between vision where you're like, I didn't know what I was doing at that moment. I didn't know. I am sorry. I was not sure. My mind was somewhere else when I was doing it. And the father's like, he understands, he get it, things happen. What are you willing to do to make it right? Are you willing to go back and, fix it or try to make it right or reincarnate yourself, something like that? And Lucifer's like, no, he can't redo it once he passed from the body. His ability to undo his deeds is done. He can't do that no more. That ain't fair. He messed up. He need to go to hell for it. That ain't right, Jesus. No, he's human. They're human. They didn't know what was right from wrong. You tempted them. You put them in a fire. You exposed them. You put them in a bad place mentally to do that. And it's like a whole back and forth. Like I said, the quicker you accept it and you say you're sorry, the faster it moves. That's why it's important on earth. Anything that you do, fix it, own up to it, and make it right. Because the more you do wrong and the less you fix, Lucifer is gathering stuff against you to use on your judgment day to keep you out of heaven. Whether it's regret, pain, or guilt. He's going to use any of that against you to keep you out. Jesus is trying to find at least one good thing you did through your whole life to get you in heaven. Your job is to forgive it all, deal with it, and make peace with it. Just letting you know. That's why the wheels of Ezekiel are shown. Because God allows this to make you stronger and help you wisen up and learn from things. But the only problem is a lot of people never actually do that. And Lucifer is waiting for you to pass to hold all that against you. Especially if you're a teacher that's supposed to know better. That's one thing he can't wait to do is hold your sin against you on Judgment Day. So I'm going to just tell you, you think passing Judgment Day going to be a breeze. No, it ain't. Because the Father already forgave it. Jesus forgave it. But Lucifer, he going to hold everything you did wrong against you. Don't matter when it was, who you did it to, and how long ago it was. He's going to keep bringing it up. He's going to keep reminding you. He's going to keep guilting you about it. And he's going to keep trying to give the Father every reason not to let you in heaven. Jesus is going to give the Father every reason to let you in, but it's up to you to deal with it. That's why it's important. While you're on earth, make your wrongs right. Forgive, love, and care. Even if you don't speak to the people, you never want to see them again, just make sure in your heart you forgive it. That's all. Try to do right. Try to make peace. But in your heart, just try your best to forgive it. It's hard, but try it if you can. Pray to God. Because the one thing you don't want to do is walk this whole life and you have one regret he can use against you. One need he can use against you. One undone, unfixed, unjust act he can use against you. Just one. And you don't want that. I don't care if you're Muslim, Hindu, Buddhist, whatever your religion, whatever your sexuality, whatever your race, whatever. The one thing you don't want is him having something to use against you. That's why the Father tries so hard to whisper in people's ears, fix this, don't do this, don't do that, make this right, make that right. He's trying to save you from hell. And I don't mean just burning in the spiritual hell. I mean while you're on this earth, Jesus and the Father are trying to save you from a living hell on this earth, which means anything you ain't make right, anything you ain't do, anything you ain't fix, anyone you ain't forgive, anything you ain't make peace with that the devil can use to mess your life up while you're still alive, he's trying to make it so you don't got to keep dealing with that. By forgiving it, letting it go, and moving on. But unfortunately, in this life, it's too hard because in this flesh, you have things whispering in your ear, and it tortures you, so it's hard to let it go. That's why he teaches you step by step, but they'll keep bringing you back and reminding you about it, so you can't let it go. Which is like, that's why God does not punish people, because there's spiritual warfare at play that people unfortunately are devoured by. So they don't have a literal choice but to deal with that and don't know about it. Again, that's the wills of Ezekiel. God showing man how the spirit impacts the physical. That's all that is. So, yeah. And then the whole Judgment Day thing, that's another part of the wills of Ezekiel. So, yeah. And the seraphims just stand around it and watch what happens. They're God's eyes too. So God's looking through them to see what's going on with mankind, while He's looking through the wills to see, okay, man's will's being done. Let mine be done. Let man's be done. So I'm showing you this is how I work. It ain't just my will I let be done and go around and happen. I also let my creation do what it feels, but I just watch both be done, intertwined, and make a certain situation become what it is. Bad and good balance. It's a duality. That's all the wills of Ezekiel are. It's just a duality of God and man intertwining in each other. Him just seeing both of them happen. So, yeah.